Hey, what's good, guys? Quick little story time today. By the way, hope you're having a lovely evening or a lovely day, depending on what time you're hearing this. And thanks for spending the time out of your day for clicking on this video. But just 10 minutes before sitting down on this very chair that I'm sitting on. The same thing almost happened earlier that could have burnt my house down, okay? And ultimately, there's something I seriously hate about fires, because I actually experienced a time when my AC exploded while I was sleeping, and it literally blasted my room and melted everything near the area. Luckily, we had a fire extinguisher, but anyway. And the moral of this story time is going to be pretty funny, and yeah, it inspired me to make this video for you today, because the same thing happened just a few minutes ago, but in a much smaller scale. But I specifically want to talk to you guys about the first time around when it was much worse, okay? So it was probably 6 months ago or half a year ago when I used to smoke cigarettes, and it would be my morning routine to smoke cigarettes together with my cup of joe. You know, that mix of caffeine and sweet nicotine. But this story time starts by me waking up probably late in the morning. I wasn't really having any sort of morning routines back then. I would just wake up, eat breakfast, and then focus on whatever things I'd have to tackle on for the day. But yeah, as soon as I woke up, I felt a little half awake. You know that feeling of fog in the head? But a friend of mine called. Let's just call her Sasha. So I was speaking to Sasha, and we were just having a conversation on the phone, and my body was on autopilot, so I was doing whatever was normal to me, except, I was on the phone with a friend. So we were just talking as I turned on the coffee maker, got my coffee mug ready, placed it on the table, and while I was at the kitchen, I saw my breakfast for the day and decided to heat it up in the stove. So I turned that sucker on. Ah, the smell of morning breakfast is building up. Nice cup of coffee, talking to Sasha. But wait, my cigarette. So in my estate, there's like these small convenience stores. Nothing grand, just a regular convenience store. But what was special about them was you could buy single sticks of cigarettes. I wasn't really a heavy smoker, I just had a few at a time, so I thought, alright, let me get some really quick, just so I could have the ideal morning. So I was still on the phone with Sasha. Apparently, we have long talks on the phone. I have no idea what we were talking about, but yeah. I decided I'd get a cigarette to go in my coffee, and so I put some slippers on and go to the store, and it was just a 4 to 5 minute walk, so yeah. Nice sunshine. Wow, today's gonna be great. Now, typically, it will only be a 4 to 5 minute walk, but when you're on the phone and you're out walking, you're just present in the conversation, and so you walk slower. I mean, there's no reason to rush, just taking my time getting there. And then I finally get there, I get the cigarettes that I wanted, and eventually I ended the call with Sasha. And so I was walking back home regularly this time, and then I finally made it. And when I opened the door to get in my house, I was like, oh, it smelled like butane, propane. Yo, I'm not a scientist, guys. I'm not really sure if those are the gases, but yeah, my heart was like pumping, like this sucker could have burnt the house down. I mean, I was so speechless after that, and man, I wonder what I did to have my breakfast that morning. But yeah, as soon as I opened the door, it came so naturally to me, and it was so alarming. Like, how could you forget? But moral of the story, man, don't do too many things at once, and be sure to always watch for the stove when it's on. The same thing happened just earlier today, but the stove wasn't on as long, thankfully, just for a few minutes unattended. Alright, guys, that's it for today's story time. Feel free to leave your story times down below in the comments. I'd always love to know. Let's give each other a few laughs. Maybe we can also learn from each other's mistakes. Alright, y'all, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for sticking in for today's video. I wish you a blessed day. Peace and love.